Morning, morning, good morning. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Throwback Thursday edition. But first, I want to take some time out. I like the green mangoes on that tree. See the tree, mango tree. Nice couple smaller mangoes. I like my mangoes in vinegar with green. I want them to be green. But anyway, first off, I'm gonna take some time out before we start a video to thank God for another day of life, another day of strength. Thanking God for the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the hills, the valleys, the mountains. We wanna the good, the bad, the ugly. I want to thank God for it all. And so, a couple months ago, like October, November, December, going into January, and I was in a rough place, and met a guy who worked at some of you may be familiar with Labor Ready. Labor Ready is a place that you go to work, and they pay you the same day. They give you a little card. And so after your day of working, they load the card. And they pay you for the money for the day's work. And so, I met a guy, and he was sleeping behind one of the WalMarts. And at the time, I was having a rough time myself. I just said that I was having a rough time myself. So we kind of like clicked and talked, and I gave him some encouraging words, even though I didn't have a lot myself to be encouraged about. But I recently found God then, and I was working towards being better and doing things better day by day, brick by brick, moment by moment. Because nothing is built overnight. No changes happen. No success happens overnight. And so anyway, this guy, he used to make a list, right? He made a list. Like we'll try to go out to work. And sometimes you can go out, sometimes you won't. Depends on like around that time it had gotten real slow because the holidays come around in October, November, December. When you're working with those places, holidays, sometimes things get slow. And those companies have favorites. They have favoritism. Like they know you, or you've been going there for a long time. They tend to get a job to people that they know, that they're familiar with, right? And so I hadn't been going there that long. I had been working. I just lost my job. And anyhow, we we clicked. And so anyway, when we wouldn't go out, he would tell me that, hey man, I don't have no money or nothing. So he would make a list. And go into Dollar General and make a list and get what he had to steal to eat. So, and I can't fault him for that, because people gonna eat. You only go a certain amount of time hungry before you decide to do what you gotta do to eat. So anyway, fast forward to now. Yesterday I saw him. And I was working, and the look he gave me and the smile he gave me made my whole day feel like, you don't have to stay where you're at. Regardless of where you're at. Good morning. Regardless of where you at in life, when you look in the mirror, you may not be happy with what's going on with you, but just know that you don't have to stay where you are, and just know that God's plan isn't your plan. Whatever plan you got for yourself, whatever you see yourself doing, that's not God's plan for you. God's plan, God sees way much more God wants way much more. You just have to trust and believe that it's possible. You know, it may not seem like you can't see it. You probably can't see it. Obviously, in most cases we can't see it. We don't know, but just show up. Just show up for yourself. And whatever dreams you have in your heart, whatever you aspire to do, don't let fear stop you from doing it. Don't let fear stop you from doing it, because you never know. You know, sometimes you run into people, and you may not think you never run into them again, but you can inspire, you can encourage, you can uplift someone else. So, and I was told that this morning, like, you never know, like maybe that'll inspire him to do something different, or to know that it's possible, seeing you and seeing what you're doing now. So, you know, don't feel stuck. Don't feel stuck. Don't feel lost. Don't feel like you've been abandoned. You know, be encouraged. Be encouraged. You see the picture. You see the picture. That picture. That's an old picture. That's a throwback. You know. And like I say, even in your darkest hour, even in your darkest hour, even in your darkest hour, God still gives you grace. God gives you mercy, and God still lets you know that that He's there for you, and that if you continue to walk, if you continue to show up for yourself, that things will change for you. So, happy Thursday. I want to come on and share that little story right there. You never know. You just never know. You just never know who you can inspire and who you can uplift behind it. Just living your life. Just living your life and showing up for yourself. You never know who you can inspire, who you can encourage. So, and that, like I said, seeing him and seeing the smile that he had, because he smiled, it's like he was happy for me. I'm happy for myself, but he seemed like he was more happy than I was when he saw me. Like he couldn't believe it, and it really brightened up my day, to say the least. It really brightened up my day. So, like, just know that, like I said, God's plan is so much bigger than yours. It's so much bigger than yours. You know, you can have great aspirations for yourself, and those aspirations probably don't have anything to do with your gifts and talents. Let me say that again with the people in the back. Your aspirations for yourself probably don't have anything to do with your gifts and talents. You probably don't even use them. But God has given us all gifts and talents to be blessing other people, to share with other people. And if you don't use them, and if you leave here without sharing them, then that's a tragedy. That's a tragedy. So be willing to have faith. Be willing to trust the process. Be willing to know that there's no such thing as failure. No such thing as failure. You can't fail. All you can do is quit and learn from your mistakes and keep trying. You know, ain't no such thing as failure. You can't fail. The failure is when you quit. It's when you give up. Give up on yourself. Turn your back on yourself. So don't quit. And take every hurdle as an obstacle. Just jump it. Continue to jump it. Continue to run. You can't run, crawl. But continue to press on is my point. Continue to press on. Continue to leap hurdles, hurdle by hurdle, step by step, jog by jog, however you want to do it. But just know that, like I said, God's plan for you and your life, for us. Let me say us, because I'm including myself too. I put the finger at the man in the mirror first. I decided to make a change. Michael Jackson, man in the mirror. You got a little mic. But but I put my finger at the man in the mirror first before I say anything. Like, I'm really like talking to myself. I'm talking to myself, but you just listening, and I'm just sharing with you. But yeah, you know, I'm talking to the man in the mirror first. So just know that regardless of, I don't understand that. But thank you for joining the live. Welcome to the live. You have to say that I only speak English. I need to learn a second language, but if I do learn another language, it has to be Spanish or Creole. It won't be because I'm here in the U.S. So, but yeah. But anyway, you know, so I lost my train of thought now. But yeah, you know, God's plan is so much bigger than ours. And so have faith, have courage, have guts. Well, I don't want to say guts, but have faith, have courage, and have guts. You say guts. Have guts to know that there's no such thing as failure. And just keep trying. Keep trying. And it's so much bigger. And we're here to encourage, to uplift, to inspire other people. And so we try to do that daily. Try to inspire somebody. Try to encourage someone. Because, you know, I tend to say that all the time, but it's the truth. You know, we are going through something. We're all going through something. And so to have someone share something with you, even in the smallest sense, it mean a lot. Even in the smallest way, it mean a lot. You may even think it's nothing. You may think it's like it's not a big deal, but to them it's everything. So be willing to encourage, be willing to inspire. And I love the phrase to share your mat. Be willing to share your mat with other people, because that's part of God's plan. I believe that sharing and uplifting one another is part of God's plan. So start doing that daily. Focus on doing that daily, and know that whatever aspirations you have in your mind and in your heart, you know, it's there. It's put there for a reason. It's been put there for a reason. You just have to believe. You have to believe, and you have to be willing to show up for yourself. You have to believe, and you have to be willing to show up yourself. If you're going somewhere every day, and you don't feel fulfilled, and you don't feel like, you know, it's fulfilling for you, then you gotta know that, you know, it might not be the place for you. And if you have aspirations of doing something else, using some of your gifts, using some of your talents to share, and you're not doing that, then that's a tragedy as well. So be willing to share. Be willing to hold on a second. Be willing to share. Be willing to okay. Be willing to share. Be willing to uplift. Be willing to encourage. And I'll be seeing you. You know, I didn't want to be redundant. I just want to come on and share that story. That's an old picture from an old time, a couple months ago. And sometimes you can feel like all hope is lost. You feel like all hope is lost, but that's a trick. That's a trick, you know, because your mind's a powerful thing. Your mind, whatever you tell yourself, good or bad, negative or positive, whatever you tell yourself can happen. So you decide what's going to happen. You decide whether you have a positive day or you're going to have a negative day. And so I said that yesterday, that if you woke up this morning and you woke up angry about something, then go back to sleep. Go back. Maybe too late now, because I can go back to sleep if I wanted to. I gotta go to work. But I'm saying, if you just getting up and you woke up upset, then you need to go back to sleep. And thank God for another day of life, another day to get things right, because you can't do nothing about yesterday. But pray and ask God to show you His plan, and ask Him to reveal it for you, and know that whatever plan you have for yourself, God's plan is so much bigger for you. So, knowing that, you know, lace your boots up. Lace your boots up. I've been willing to go through whatever you got to go through to fulfill God's plan, to uplift and inspire, encourage, and share your gifts, share your talents. Be a blessing. Be a blessing to someone else. Because that smile yesterday, to me, meant everything. Meant everything. You know, I can't even explain to you how seeing remember the time, like that's another Mike Dixon song. Remember the time, there was a time when all hope was, I didn't say all hope was out, but I was lost and having a rough time. I didn't say I was lost, I was having a rough time. And meeting somebody and being on the same page and talking and encouraging and stuff like that. And for him to see me yesterday in a whole different setting, and how he smiled and how it uplifted him, it meant everything to me. So you never know how your life can impact someone else. You just have to keep showing up for yourself. Keep showing up for yourself, and you never know what you can accomplish. You never know who you can help, who you can inspire. Like I said, God's plan for us is so much bigger than ourselves. So focus on that. Remember that. Put that in your mental Rolodex, and don't worry about. Don't look at the now. Don't look at the now. Don't look at where you are now and say you wish you were further along. Wish you were further along than you are, or you want a certain thing at a certain, you got a certain calendar you want to meet. Everything got to meet within a certain calendar. Don't look at it like that. Look at it as a process. Everything happens in a process. And part of your process is going through whatever God wants you to go through. And your race is your race. And you don't have anything to do. You don't have anything to do with what the Joneses are doing. Good morning. You don't have anything to do with what the Joneses are doing. Jones don't have anything to do with you. So you got to run your own race. You have to run your own race. So knowing that is everything. You look at what other people have, other people drive. That's the wrong mindset to have. How other people live, live in their homes or whatever, how this family looks on the outside. You know what's going on the inside. So I say that to say, run your own race. Run your own race, and whatever God's plan is for you, don't have nothing to do with nobody else. Whatever God's plan is for you doesn't have anything to do with anyone else, because God made you for a specific purpose, not for nothing else, not for whatever somebody else is doing, because it's your purpose. Your purpose has nothing to do with your reach and your inspiration. However you can inspire, however you can whatever talents you have, has nothing to do with nobody else. So you can't focus on what somebody else has, how somebody else is living their life, or what somebody else does, because maybe they're born in the same family. They could be born in the same family. Y'all could be related. Y'all could be blood brothers, blood sisters, whatever. But whatever God got for them is not the same thing God for you. Maybe in a certain field, same field. It could be in a spiritual sense, but still the gifts and talents are not yours. You know what I mean? So, the gifts and talents are not yours. What they can do has nothing to do with you. You got to run your own race. You got to run your own race, and you got to ask God to show you. Ask God to show you His plan for you, not no one else, and focus on that. And so anyway, I want to give you a morning of encouragement. Like I said, yesterday was a great day because, you never know how you impact. You never know how you inspire someone. Especially if you just walk your race, walk your walk, and continue to show up, continue to thank God, give God all the glory, all the praise, all the honor, all the thanks. Because I didn't do it by myself. I had help. And the help come from the Lord. So Thank God for the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the hills, the valleys, the mountains. Thank God for it all. And through it all, through it all, we made it. So with that being said, like I always say, tell somebody you love them. But you never know when you're going to go. You never know when they're going to go. Kiss the ones you love. You never know you can kiss them again. Also, kind word, kindness goes a long way. Say something kind, do something kind, and you'll be surprised how that kind word kind of changed somebody's life. I'm a testimony to that. I'm a testimony to that. A kind word, kindness to change my life. I thank God for those people every day. So, y'all have a blessed Thursday. Watching the replay, watching the replay another day, but today is Thursday, the 13th, I think. So, have a blessed Thursday. And, you know, if you need God, pick up the phone like Steve Harvey. Pick up the phone and call me. I'd love to hear from you. So I like that line. I'm not a Steve Harvey fan, though, but I am a fan of some things he says. But as far as comedy, Chappelle, Hart, Cat Williams, who else? Some other people, but those are some of the three that I like. But anyway, Chappelle is on top of the list. Pryor, Eddie Murphy. But yeah. So anyway, y'all be safe, y'all be blessed. And oh yeah, check out The Chosen. Great TV series. Check out The Chosen. If you haven't watched that, check out The Chosen. It's a great TV show. I checked it out, watched it the other day. And also check out Testimonial Tuesdays. I do that every Tuesday in the evening time. I know I'm not the only person that God has been good to. So if you wanna share how good God has been to you, you can email me at testimonytuesdays@gmail.com. testimonytuesdays@gmail.com, and we share those every Tuesday in the evening time. So and you can check out the one from last Tuesday if you want, and you can go back. It's been 2 months. It's been 2 months since we've been doing those. And I thank God for the people that has been sharing those stories have not only blessed me, I hope it's blessed other people too as well. So make sure if you want to check them out, check out Testimonial Tuesdays, or if you want to email me, you can email me at testimonytuesdays@gmail.com, and we share those every Tuesday evening. So with that being said, y'all be safe, y'all be blessed. I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm out. Happy Thursday to you. Have a blessed Thursday. Be encouraged, be inspired, and know that regardless of where you are, regardless of yesterday, today is a new day. And just know that God's plan for you is bigger than yours. So, love, peace, prosperity. I'll see y'all next video. Y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. I'm out. Peace. Have a great day. I'm out.